did you remember in the store? Because I've been preparing for you to lose some of your amnesia every now and then. What did you remember? The second I saw your mom, it like triggered things, I guess. And I started to remember things about your ex-girlfriend, Melissa. The time period where she was making you take the paternity test and switching the babies in the hospital. I remembered a few things with how your mom was treating me at that time, but more importantly, I just remember bits and pieces of Melissa and how you were during that time to me. Baby, I changed. I really did. I truly believe that. And the only thing I can urge you to do is focus on how I've been treating you right now and how we've been. And I know that you're going to remember things and it's going to be hard to believe that I'm a different person from that person, but you have to trust me when I say that I feel like I've been given a chance to do this over. And I'm deathly afraid of screwing it up. And I don't want to. You know, I'm really trying my best to not let any of my flaws seep to the surface. I understand that right now it's good, but remembering those things is a little jarring. And now I'm afraid of like what else I'll remember. Hey Kristen, I know you're not happy that I'm here for Christmas and stuff, but I'd still do want to wish you a Merry Christmas and don't want things to be weird today. Oh, thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well. I saw you had to ask my daughter for permission to see your mother. I wasn't asking her for permission. It was more like just giving her the courtesy of seeing whether she was okay or not with me going, because my mom has been a B to her for the longest time, and I know that's how she remembers her. So I didn't want to bounce on her on Christmas, you know what I mean? I only say that because it's a holiday, and when I see something like that, with you guys back together, I foresee a lot of problems, because if she had said no, what would have happened? It would have just been the same fight from years ago, and then my daughter has to now deal with you all over again. So when I heard you ask for permission, there was a little part of me that said, oh, I really hope she says yes so that there's not a big fight on a holiday, because that's how it goes. Well, I get that. You think it's going to cause more problems down the line and stuff like that, but honestly, it was Christmas. I'm not really going to be going to see my mom and bringing her Junior every other day. This was just a special occasion, and I told you I put Miranda first. If Miranda had said no and she was uncomfortable with me going, I would have gone. I would have to see that to believe it. Those are the type of things that I need to see to believe that you've changed, because those little interactions back in the day about your mother and your family, those were what made Miranda's life a living hell. It was always about that. So I'm not trying to be confrontational, but that's what I want to see. I also heard that she remembered a few things in the store. Her amnesia kind of faded for a second, huh? She did remember some things in the store, but we had a conversation about it. I told her I'm not that person anymore. It seems like she believed me. She's a little freaked out, but it's Christmas. Why can't we just all get along? It honestly just kind of seems like you're trying to start trouble with me. Well, like I said, it would have been really interesting to see what would have happened if she had said no to you going to see your mother. It would have been interesting because you would have seen me just say okay, and you would have been like, wow, he really must have changed. I know it's hard for everyone to believe that like I'm really trying here, but I guess it's because everyone thinks I don't really love Miranda. But when I say I love her, down to the point of obsession. She remembered a few things about Melissa, right? If you love her to the point of obsession, like you say, and she's the only woman for you, then why, for what was it, a year or two, Melissa was your entire life, to the point where you were having children with her and living with her, and she was almost a daughter to your mother at one point. If Miranda's your world and this is meant to be, why Melissa then? Is she just to be forgotten? This is the very last thing I'm ever going to say about Melissa, because it's really irritating to me that when you try to move on from someone and everyone just keeps bringing this person up to me. I'm with your daughter. Melissa's got nothing to do with me no more. All I will say is this. I love your daughter with all my heart. Like I said, to the point of obsession. I wanted to give her absolutely everything in our life. From the wedding, from being a stay-at-home mom. I know she wanted to work, but I wanted her to be with her kid because she fought to put Junior into this world. I tried to give her everything. And the rift that was between us was because of my mom. And in hindsight, I should have chosen Miranda over my mom. I know that now. But instead, I lashed out at Miranda. I had an allegiance to my mother, and I cheated on Miranda. I did. I can own up to that. And at some point, it felt good to get some revenge on her because I was angry at her. Like, how dare you not be happy with me after everything I've done for you, after all this, you're arguing with me because of my mom. So yeah, I was with Melissa, and at times it might have been because of lust, but at the end of the day, I just knew it pissed Miranda off. And it wasn't the healthiest way to go about settling our dispute, and it spiraled, but I never loved Melissa. So I don't know if you believe that or not, but that's all I'm going to say about her. I love your daughter. And if you don't want to give me a second chance on freaking Christmas, or you don't want to be civil with me, that's fine. I understand. You're her mom. You brought her into this world, and I would never tell you to not stick up for her. But as far as the people I stick up for, it's just your daughter, because I love her. Narcissism. You know, as I was changing Charlotte's diaper in the other room, it sounded like you and Joey were having a very long, dramatic conversation. What was that about? I didn't do it on purpose, but I wound up saying that I thought it would be problematic that he had to ask for permission to see his mom. I just see that turning into an argument somehow down the line between you two. Mom, really? I told you, if you have an issue with him, why don't you just come to... No, I know, I shouldn't have let it get to that point, and I'm sorry. We did have a civil conversation, though. We didn't yell or anything. I did notice, and I want to point this out to you so you notice it too. Because I don't want you to fall into the trap of he's this troubled bad boy that no one understands, and that's why he's making these decisions. Miranda, he's ghetto. Okay, there's a difference between Johnny Depp and Joey. Okay, Joey's ghetto. The mistakes that he makes leads him to not have money and to drink and to get evicted and live with his mother. Things like that. That's not sexy. It's not, the world isn't rooting for him. Do you know what I mean? He's on food stamps, and unlike most people, it's his fault that he's struggling. There's nothing romantic about his situation, and I don't want you to fall for his yapping when he makes a mistake. Because I say this to you only because when I was listening to him talk about his ex-girlfriend and why he cheated on you, for a second I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then I realized he's full of it. I don't want you to look at him like he's Aladdin. You know, Mom, I know you're white and Joey's white, but somehow everything you just said sounded a little racist. And you complain about his image and how he carries himself and stuff. But things like that, I wouldn't want you saying around Junior. I don't want you talking about people like that. No, I'm not. I got the word ghetto from his mother when she was talking about one of his ex-girlfriends. So that speaks volumes right there. But what I'm trying to say is that there are genuine people out there who are doing their best and through no fault of their own still struggle.
and have to be on food stamps and public assistance, and they're doing their best, and sometimes the system screws them. He is not in that situation. He has had every chance under the sun, more chances than most people. And he squanders each one. He makes terrible mistakes. He's not disciplined. And then when he makes the mistakes, he wants everyone's sympathy, and he wants everyone to look at him like he's a troubled bad boy that no one understands. And I see through it, and I just want you to see through it as well. That's all. Because this isn't a Broadway show. No one is feeling bad for him. The mistakes that he makes he deserves the outcomes that he gets. He's not trying, in my book.
Well, baby, I just wanted to say, like, I appreciate being with you this holiday season and seeing you with the kids and looking beautiful like that. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that your mom's bumming me out, you know? That long conversation that we had before, and overhearing what she just said to you, you know, I'm prone to spiraling, and I'm always trying to, like, protect my mental health, and she's not helping me.
No, and I'm sorry. Believe me, I've told her if she has an issue with you to come to me, but she doesn't listen.
Frankly, like, I'm not trying to stress you out or anything. This isn't your problem. But, like, she makes me want to drink, you know? And that's why I do what I do. That's why I drive around the block or walk around the block and do what I do, because I don't want to drink. My stuff helps me. But when she says things like this to me, it makes me feel like a deadbeat when I'm really trying my best here. It makes me depressed, you know?
Obviously, don't give in to that temptation. You know why she's being like this. It's just gonna take time.
I get that, but, you know, ever since we've been together, ever since you left the hospital, I've been doing my best. I've literally tried to do everything right, and she just keeps on with it, you know? I'm trying to be respectful, but she says some hurtful things sometimes.
No, just hang in there, because think about it. When I go back to work, you're not going to be around her as much. Life just needs to get a little bit more normal. We're all, like, cooped up right now, and once I go back to work, you go back to work, Junior goes to school, the holidays are over, you won't see her as much.
Yeah, you're right. It's only because we're all together, I guess. I don't like being called ghetto, you know, because I'm not ghetto.
Yeah, I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas, Miranda. Merry Christmas to you too, Gabby. I hope you're enjoying your day. You're with your mom, right? She's not home yet. She gets off at 11, but I told her I'd stay here and probably spend the day with her tomorrow. Are you upset with me about anything? Because you've been I know you're dealing with a million things and you have your amnesia, but I haven't really heard from you much. I don't really want to cause a problem. Don't worry about it. No, Miranda, please. You can tell me anything. What's up? I guess I'm a little upset, and it's weird saying that to you as my best friend, but I'm a little upset about the DNA test stuff. Because Joey was showing me some comments, and a lot of them mentioned betrayal, and that you betrayed me in some way. Now, I don't know exactly what happened with that, but I think it kind of sounds like I asked you not to do a DNA test with my son and my baby's father, your brother. Oh. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. The only reason I took it was because my mom had been so depressed about Joey giving up, everything and not seeing Junior anymore, that I thought maybe proving that Junior wasn't her grandson, it would make her happy. And there was all this talk about the possibility that Joey wasn't the father, and I just wanted to clear the air. I was tired of hearing it, I know, but from what I've learned, me and you have been close for years, day after day, and you went a long time without even talking to your mom, so to disregard my request and do a DNA test just to make her happy, especially, Joey told me a little bit about the paternity test stuff early in the year and how it turned my life upside down, and for you to do that knowing the repercussions and how annoyed people get by it. Again, I'm sorry. And there was the other reason why I did it, and it was because Joey had been dragging you through custody battles and everything. And I just felt like maybe part of me was saving you from him if I could prove that if he wasn't the father, he would have no connection to you anymore. Okay? But isn't like who I choose to be with up to me? You always talk about like your body, your choice type thing. You trying to find out that Joey's not the father of my child kind of sounds like someone choosing whether or not I'm with them or not. Well, I hope you know that that wasn't my intent. I hope it didn't come off that way. Yeah, I'm just a little upset about it, that's all. And I'm tired of people telling me who I should be with and who I shouldn't. Amnesia or not. I don't know. Just enjoy your Christmas. We're fine. We're good. I just needed to get it off my chest. And we'll talk. No, I guess me and your brother are on better terms. I can't tell. I don't know. I do know that he needs to change his mailing address because I didn't even realize that from a few days ago he has mail here. Why? Did he get something important? Yes. Remember when he blew off his final custody hearing and got the summons, or they sent the date for his hearing for doing that. So he has a date set now. Oh wow, I forgot about that. Miranda just got defensive with me about Joey and the DNA test stuff. Well, I only had one interaction with her in the store, and she seemed very pleasant. She seemed happy, which is strange for her. But yeah, I've heard from Miranda's mother that she has really been kissing Joey's ass. Yeah. And everyone thinks that she's either gonna remember what Joey did to her and break it off that way, or Brian's gonna come back. But I think that my brother's gonna go to jail, and that's how she's gonna be alone again. I don't wish that upon her, but I don't like the way she's acting.
Hey Martha! Today I read a statistic on the internet that in 2016, 47% of state prison inmates and 57% of federal prison inmates were parents of minor children. Most of those parents were fathers. But I don't know how true that is, though. That's a depressing stat. I can't leave you with that sad stat, so hold on. Hey Martha! Today I read on the internet that there are 160,000 species of butterflies in the world. In the United States, there are around 750 species. I don't know how true that is, though. That was better, right?